Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about the Venture Brothers. Radiant is the blood of the Baboon heart. This movie is the conclusion of the Venture Brothers, the TV show. After 7 seasons, Adult Swim or Warner or whatever canceled it. This movie is sort of to replace what season 8 would have been, I guess. So if you've never seen the Venture Brothers, this is not the movie for you at all. You should not see this movie. I don't know why you're watching this review if you haven't seen it before. And it very much has to do with the end of season 7 leading into this. Now that was a lot of years ago. I think it was 2018. So I did rewatch like the later half of season 7 because I was like, what happened? So much of life has happened since then. It's a little ridiculous, but this picks off right where that left off. Overall, I would say I really like how this ended. I don't think it is an ending where they can never go back again if they want to. I think they can, but at the same time, I think it gives them sort of a satisfying ending, or the most of an ending that they can give it and maybe want to give it. Radiant is the blood of the Baboon heart is about Dr. Venture is about to release kind of these helper pods that are like those Amazon Echo things. They're about to launch after Dean saw Hank having sex with his girlfriend, has run off, and Hank is trying to find him and figure out where he is. Rock has been looking for him with OSI, but because there's other things going on, he's more focused on what's going on with Doc and the building, which launches into space, and Dr. Girlfriend is having other problems because they're being attacked by a different villain and this other archenemy thing. It's, actually now that I read it, it sounds more complicated and convoluted, but when I watched it, I didn't feel that way. I have felt that Venture Brothers for a long time is almost like more Marvel Comics than actual Marvel Comics movies. There's a lot of lore, there's a lot going on, and somehow continuity-wise you're here, and if you watch it all together you can appreciate it, but it is like reading a long-running comic and you can appreciate all the little things in it. And that's an interesting way to do a narrative, but I think it does make it like pretty inaccessible. I was often wondering, like, I feel like you could have popped into the last one just because it's like 100% for the fans. There's really nothing like, most people would say that's a bad thing for a movie, but that's like what this is. So I think it is very much trying to give some sort of resolution, give you some sort of new Venture Brothers content. I guess there is a lot going on with it, but I still think it rode all of that very well. I mean, they got a good Brick Frog reference in there, so, and as much Brick Frog as we can get is always a good thing. The thing with this movie is I almost want to be like, it's a good conclusion, and if you wanted a conclusion for Venture Brothers, this is a good movie. I almost just want to say that and like keep this short. I think this might be shorter video and all that, but there's not much to dislike about this. Almost disliking a part of it is like if you didn't like something about the Venture Brothers, and almost your criticism at this point, not that it's void, it just seems like, well, this is how it ended up. So it's interesting to see a movie like a wrap-up movie. Again, I haven't seen one in a little bit. I thought they did do it well. Everything with, I guess this is a spoiler, you have 2 kind of sets of brothers is a big part of this, which is Hank and Dean, and Dr. Venture and the Monarch. Spoilers, but not really, because this was revealed in 2007, a couple years ago, and at the very beginning of this movie, 2 different sets of brothers sort of figuring themselves out, their relationships, and it shows that they sort of need each other one way or the other, which I think was a big theme of this. It feels like everything in this is like fan stuff, and every like criticism is like, oh, well, they used the Voltron type thing, they had this, they had that. But it's just like, if you're wondering, did the Venture Brothers end well? Yes, it did. I hope they can do comics or something, or have a revival. And I think this special movie, whatever it is, let them do that. It doesn't go beyond just what the Venture Brothers were. It doesn't surprise you. It doesn't change your mind about it. It just is exactly Venture Brothers. That's what it is. That's what it's here to do. And as long as you meet it on that, it's perfect and great. I think if you're asking it for anything more, you're kind of stupid and you're pushing it too far. This is exactly what you want it to be. And it is, and I was really happy with it. And I think one of the things definitely works is there's been a lot of absence since the last season was in 2018, and that you're getting so much of it. But I think it's also that we know these characters well, they all feel so natural, and it doesn't feel too convoluted, even though by nature it very much is. I think this is everything you liked about the Venture Brothers, kind of walking off into the sunset in the greatest way possible. I still think there could be more. To me, like it's been delayed so many times between seasons and stuff, I almost like don't accept that it ended, not because I'm like my emotions or something like that. It's more just like I'm used to these big breaks between seasons, so in my head I was more like, okay, well, I'll see him next time, even though I'm like, no, this is not what's going on. But that's how much of Venture Brothers it is. Maybe it would have been better if it was like, more drawn out over a season, or maybe it would have been worse. I don't know. I think this is the most Venture Brothers way to sort of end it. You acknowledge all the convolution, you acknowledge what kind of writing this is. You are so pure, it almost does feel like sort of a follow-up season. And in a sense, I mean, that's what this is trying to do. That's what this is. So if that's what you're looking for, and that's probably what you want from it, it's just so much it just feels like a direct follow-up to the show. And I think that's, in a sense, pretty what I want it to be. I'm kind of unsurprised by it. I'm kind of like, I wanted Venture Brothers movie, here is Venture Brothers movie, and I walked away kind of happy as a fan and satisfied. I don't know, artistically it doesn't change my mind to do anything different with the Venture Brothers, but I think that I don't think I wanted that. I think I just wanted to know how it was all going to end, how it was going to go, were we going to conclude this thing in the right way? Was it all going to finish in its big Venture Brothers way? Unfortunately, this is all there is, but until next time, go Team Venture. So if you have seen Venture Brothers, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart, and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if you would like to.